A floral tribute was held at the monument honoring the late national hero, the Right Excellent Norman Manley, at National Heroes Park on July 4 in celebration of the 127th anniversary for Mr. Manley's birth. Marlon Samuels has more in this report.
Born July 4, 1893, Norman Washington Manley attended Jamaica College. He was awarded a Rhodes Scholarship and became one of Jamaica's top lawyers in the 1920s.
When I was very young, I delighted in argument, and exasperated relatives would say, "You better become a lawyer, buzz off." And then after the war, I nearly gave it up. It took about a month to decide whether I really would do law or not, and finally decided that I would. You might like to know what I was thinking of doing instead. Answer: forestry.
In 1935, there was spontaneous labor unrest in Jamaica. Things came to a head in 1938. Mr. Manley identified with the workers.
The most important event was the thing that started it all. When the waterfront went out on strike, the police interfered in a tactless way. Buster Manley intervened in a tactful way from his point of view, and that set off a chain reaction, exactly like an atomic bomb. It spread in 4 hours, it spread into every corner of Kingston and St. Andrews. Every single institution went on strike. Every factory, every enterprise. Shops were closed, tram cars stopped running. In thousands of cases, domestic servants stopped cleaning the pots and pans and said, "I've gone on strike too." The second most important event, and I'm talking now of the events which built up the year into what it subsequently became, was the fact that the government, in a panic, on the second day, arrested Buster Manley, and partly because I saw the masses without leadership, and partly because I had my own ideas as to what should be done, I intervened that night by offering myself as a representative of all striking groups anywhere in Jamaica. Following on that, and on the same day that that was announced, I persuaded the governor to set up a commission to inquire into all grievances by all groups on strike and to recommend how the grievances should be dealt with, and to try and negotiate wages for everybody, new wage conditions. It was a sort of universal, all-Jamaican arbitration tribunal. And the third most important thing was that soon after that tribunal got to work, I succeeded in getting Buster Manley released by myself going into court and giving evidence in his favor. And consequent on all those things, we were able, Buster Manley and I, to work together with that commission from one end of Jamaica to the other, pacifying striking groups, representing striking groups, acting in every way possible to bring something positively good out of the chaos that prevailed. And it can be said that at the end of 3 months, the average wages for all Jamaica had been increased 20%. And I think it must be almost unique in history that an event of that sort has resulted in positive good for the masses.
In that same year, Norman Manley co-founded the People's National Party. He led the PNP in every election from 1944 to 1967. He served as colony's chief minister from 1955 to 1959 and as Premier from 1959 to 1962. Several persons placed floral tributes at the monument erected to honor Norman Manley at the National Heroes Park in Kingston, including his grandson Joseph Manley. The monument contains 12 pillars, arranged in 2 concentric circles. The inner pillars are higher than the outer ones. Each pillar is connected to its corresponding outer pillar by a horizontal member. Mr. Manley's tomb is located at the center, topped by a 6-pointed star. Each pair of pillars is said to represent an aspect of Mr. Manley's life. The monument features 2 statues, a male and a female. They symbolize the birth of a unified nation. Joseph Manley took the time to place a single flower on the headstone of his grandmother, Edna Manley.
As we observe with this floral tribute, the 127th anniversary of his birth, we must recall that Norman Manley spent the majority of his adult life unselfishly advocating for those who gave their labor and as a representative of a people who sought to represent themselves. An advocate extraordinaire, a nationalist, a politician and patriot, a man who believed in Jamaica and served this country well. His commitment to the welfare of his people led him to initiate the formation of the People's National Party, which supported the trade union movement and spawned the National Workers' Union. Along with his cousin and national hero, Sir Alexander Bustamante, he laid the foundation for our democratic traditions.
In 1958, Mr. Manley was a strong supporter of the Federation of the West Indies, a political union between Jamaica and 9 other Caribbean countries.
One of the most talked about issues will remain Jamaica's withdrawal from the West Indies Federation and the role of Norman Manley, who was a strong advocate of the Federation. When Sir Alexander Bustamante declared that the opposition Jamaica Labour Party would take Jamaica out of Federation, Norman Manley called a referendum unprecedented in Jamaica to let the people decide. We all know the results of the referendum, but we also know that it was Mr. Manley himself who led the team that negotiated Jamaica's independence from Britain. Norman Manley served this country with utmost devotion and distinction and was an instrumental figure in the shaping of Jamaica. He loved and believed in the Jamaican people and our ability to overcome challenges and to make a lasting imprint on the world.
Through his actions, national hero, the Right Excellent Norman Manley, helped shape modern-day Jamaica, which has made Jamaicans more secure and more confident. For the news on PBCJ, I'm Marlon Samuels.